With some of the worst winter weather we've seen in a while, only hours away, more than 500 migrants are still waiting for shelter space in Chicago. 239 migrants are staying in warming buses at the city's landing zone, and 3 more charter buses from Texas expected to arrive in the city today. That's just one of the topics we pressed Mayor Brandon Johnson on during a one-on-one interview today. Our Sabrina Franza sat down with the mayor. Sabrina, this is a rare opportunity to get answers to so many questions about what's happening in the city.
Eric, it was, and nothing was off the table in this conversation. The goal, to learn about how the Johnson administration plans to govern the city in the middle of a migrant crisis while delivering on their campaign promises. I want to talk about this year. New year, same mayor, new budget, right? But same mission. You talked a lot about treatment, not trauma in your campaign, and you're inching closer and closer to getting that done. When do you expect crisis responders to be on 911 calls?
So it's not just about reopening 2 mental health clinics that were closed, but it's also about providing care, because 40% of the 911 calls that were coming through really required a mental health care response.
But do we know which neighborhoods or when?
Well, as I said, whether it's Austin, whether it's Roseland, whether it's North Lawndale, Garfield Park, pick a side of the city of Chicago on the west or south side, or pick a neighborhood.
We've been on the street in those communities as well. And when we talk to voters, a lot of times they'll voice concerns about being frustrated that they don't think your administration is hearing them because of the monies that are being spent on the migrant crisis that they are not seeing. It seems like this money just appears out of thin air, but isn't being invested in their own communities. Why do you think they feel that way?
Well, because again, black and brown neighborhoods, and particularly black communities, have been disinvested in. Keep in mind that the migrant crisis, this international global crisis, really requires a federal resource response.
What if the federal government doesn't help you?
Well, clearly they haven't thus far.
But is that sustainable? Because you've said it isn't sustainable.
Well, I think you've answered it. No, it's not sustainable. The Congress does have to act. And if they do not act, this is going to continue to cause the type of chaos that the governor of Texas wants to do.
But we're running out of space. So where are these people going to go?
27 shelters is what I've built.
And they're all full.
And we have provided education, health care for these families. And we did all of that without having to cut back on services to people, as I've already expressed, that have been set at the margins for generations.
So we've asked all of these questions, and we've talked to people in your city council, people on the street. They're frustrated with the lack of transparency from your administration. They say, shelters are opening up in my ward and I don't know they're opening until they're open. Why do you feel like those who you're working with collaboratively and those who have voted for you feel you are not being transparent?
If people believe that there's more information that's available, then they're looking for nothing, because I've been absolutely clear about this mission.
Much more coming up with Mayor Brandon Johnson at 6. We talk more about transparency, supporting asylum seekers, and the Chicago Bears. In the newsroom, Sabrina Franza, CBS 2 News.
We'll see you with more at 6. Sabrina, thank you.